UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson joined the stream of European leaders, showing their support for Ukraine by travelling to the nation's capital for face-to-face meetings with President Volodymyr Zelensky. Key points: Boris Johnson promised more military assistance, including 120 armoured vehicles and new anti-ship missile systems. Boris Johnson promised more military assistance, including 120 armoured vehicles and new anti-ship missile systems. He also pledged an additional $670 million in World Bank lending, taking Britain's total loan guarantee to up to $1.3 billion. He also pledged an additional $670 million in World Bank lending, taking Britain's total loan guarantee to up to $1.3 billion. The EU and Britain are also increasing economic sanctions against Russia. Mr. Johnson's surprise Saturday visit included a pledge of new military assistance, including 120 armoured vehicles and new anti-ship missile systems. This came a day after he promised to send an additional $174 million of high-grade military equipment to Ukraine, saying Britain wanted to help Ukraine defend itself against Russian aggression. Mr. Johnson also confirmed further economic support, guaranteeing an additional $670 million in World Bank lending to Ukraine, taking Britain's total loan guarantee to up to $1.3 billion. Today I met my friend President Zelensky UA in Kyiv. As a show of our unwavering support for the people of Ukraine, Mr. Johnson said on Twitter. He said Britain was offering a new package of financial and military aid to help Ukraine against Russia's barbaric campaign. Loading. The Ukrainian leader praised the actions of the UK and encouraged other countries to follow suit. We must put more and more pressure on the Russian Federation, work harder to help the people of Ukraine defend it against the Russian Federation, and step up sanctions, Mr. Zelensky said. Other democratic Western states should follow the example of Great Britain. It's time to impose a complete ban on Russian energy supplies and increase the delivery of weapons to us. Mr. Johnson said Britain was offering a new package of financial and military aid to help Ukraine against Russia's barbaric campaign. An image of the two leaders meeting was posted online by the Ukrainian embassy in London with the headline, "Surprise," and a winking smiley face. Loading. UK to send anti-tank missiles and precision munitions. The package of military aid Britain announced on Friday includes more Starstreak anti-aircraft missiles, another 800 anti-tank missiles and precision munitions capable of lingering in the sky until directed to their target. Ukraine has defied the odds and pushed back Russian forces from the gates of Kyiv, achieving the greatest feat of arms of the 21st century, Mr. Johnson said in a statement. It is because of President Zelensky's resolute leadership and the invincible heroism and courage of the Ukrainian people that Russian President Vladimir Putin's monstrous aims are being thwarted. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is the latest European leader to travel to Kyiv to show his support. Mr. Johnson reiterated remarks made earlier by the head of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, of the EU preparing for more sanctions against Russia. Together with our partners, we are going to ratchet up the economic pressure, and we will continue to intensify, week by week, the sanctions on Russia, he said. Loading. EU raises $14 billion for Ukraine. As Mr. Zelensky makes a continuous round of virtual appearances to drum up support from politicians around the world, an increasing number of European leaders have decided the time is right to travel to Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, for in-person talks. Ms. von der Leyen was in Kyiv on Friday, following earlier visits from the Czech, Polish and Slovenian prime ministers. On Saturday, Ms. von der Leyen traveled to Warsaw to lead a fundraising event she said had raised €9.1 billion for Ukrainian refugees. While in Ukraine, she traveled to the town of Bucha near Kyiv, where Ukrainian authorities have begun exhuming the bodies of civilians believed to have been by Russian forces, in what has been described by the Ukrainian president as a ABC, AP.